everybody, it's Kathy here, and I'm playing along with the 52 weeks of 52 favourite photos YouTube hop, and we are creating layouts every week of our favourite memories. So this one is about my daughter and her husband, and it is a gorgeous photo that I took the other day when we were out. And so I'm using these beautiful, uniquely creative papers to build that nostalgic feel that this photo puts out. Now, a lot of the preparation in this one went behind the scenes because it was a lot of fussy cutting prior to starting the layout. So it's actually a quick one this week. So I am just using this lovely wood grain across here in the horizontal, and I'm going to have that across the middle because that's going to set up my landing spot for all of my photos and embellishments. And I am using the sage ink here to just edge the bit of paper here, and also I'll use it on some of the fussy cut items just to soften and blend them into the layout more naturally. I love that wood grain. Look at the beautiful colours in it. It's just gorgeous. So it's, as I said, it's a really simple design today, but it looks really effective. I'm using this stencil from Scrapbook Fantasies. It's a script, and I'm using some modelling paste through it first, and I just want to add that into the two blind spots of the layout where the photo won't be sitting, and you'll see that in a moment when we get building this layout. Now that that has dried, I'm going to go back over it again with this ink, and I'm just going to ink in some of this text into the spaces. It doesn't matter that most of it will get covered up. I just want it to be a hint there, and I just love how it's come through. This is a great stencil to work with. I really do like working with that script. It's nice and fine. All right, now that I'm done that, now we can get to building this layout. So here's the photo I took. We were out at the Pioneer Village, and my daughter and her husband were sitting on one of the verandas of one of the old cottages, and I think it was the cinema cottage actually. And so I went up to them and I just told them to stay there because they just looked like they belonged there. So I took this photo and then I printed it in sepia, and it just looks amazing. So I just thought I will have that as my favourite this week. There were many favourites, like I can't even tell you how many photos I took that day that were fantastic. But this one in particular I like, so I'm going to do that today, and I'll probably have a couple in the next couple of weeks because there were just so many of them. They were just beautiful. And now I'm going to use all the fussy cutting. So I spent about 2 hours fussy cutting, so that's a long time. I was watching a lot of videos while I was doing that, which was good. Did some catching up on watching videos, but it did take a long time to fussy cut and prepare. This was one whole sheet of, no, actually two, I think, of different cutout parts from this collection, and I just love how it all comes together in this layout. So I'm just going to layer up all the pieces, and you'll see that I take a time fussying that. And I didn't speed this up very fast because, as I said, it is a quick layout. I'll just put this up a little bit faster than just a single. I like these fence posts here. It just encapsulates the feel of the photo, the nostalgia of it. I fuss around with which flowers I'm going to put into that section there. I do like that one in the end. It's a bit bigger and it just looks a bit better behind that fence post. And then I just continue building and stacking as I go. So I want this cluster here to go up the page and across the page. So there'll be a lot in that part. I also have this one up here in the top corner that I want to build up and extend as well. So the flowers are just beautiful. They look like wild roses, and that sits beautifully with the theme of this photo. And that one I will pop up on foam just to give some dimension and depth to it. And I'm just going to just start building up with the natives added in there as well. So I've got some waratahs and proteas. I'm just going to bring them all into this layout and pull them together. And so love how those gum leaves hang there. They look natural, like the branch of a tree. Now, of course, we've got a possum. We have to have a possum in most of our trees and things. We have possums, especially when they're out in the bush. and so needed to bring in a possum onto this layout just as a natural addition to the clusters here, and just fussing around with bits and pieces here and there. I'm not very good at clustering, as you can see. It takes me a while to work out where things are going to go, and I just need to layer it up and think about it and see if that's working for me. I love these flowers, bringing the gum leaves out and across to drag it across the layout, packing it in there with a kangaroo paw. That's another native Australian foliage. And there's a kookaburra, because we need a kookaburra on our thing. I'm going to take him off there and put him on the back feed space. It looks a bit more natural there. The possum should be up on the roof because that's usually where they are. So I'll put him to the top there, but I actually end up moving him, and you'll see that when I glue all these down. But you have to have your kookaburra, you know, sits in the old gum tree. We have them sit on our fence all the time here, and they're just gorgeous to wake up to in the morning and hear them laughing and chattering away. So, of course, I needed to put one onto there, put in the little gum nuts there to bulk up that. So I went off screen and I put everything down. I have popped everything up. I found this little quote that says "Once upon a time," which is perfect for this layout, and I put the possum on top of him. And you can see that I've layered it in places there and bulked it up, but that's how I've built it up. Adding some stickles here so that there's a bit of shimmer when it dries in the flowers, and you'll see that in the close-ups. And I don't want to overdo it. I'll do a bit onto the kookaburra's wing there to highlight the blue, which is really like a kingfisher blue. So I think he's more a kingfisher than a kookaburra. And then I have this beautiful one here. It's my lovely green Nouveau, which I'm just going to top in to set up my visual triangle. So I've got one here, and I'm going to put one up the top because I want to draw your eye around the page. So I put it up there amongst the foliage up there. And then the third one I think I put over with the title. Yes, I do. So that your eye just roams around that page quite easily with that triangle set up. So I love how this has come together. It's just a beautiful page. As I said, it was a quick one. Most of the work was done with that fussy cutting. That took a lot of time, but it was well worth it. And I love how it all stacked up. And it just came together as a beautiful layout. And so that's my favourite for the week. So there are lots of girls playing along. Please go and check them out. There is a full playlist down below. In the close-ups, you'll see all the fussy cutting, how I layered everything up. The mixed media in the background, the Nouveau drops to draw your eye around the page, and how this just all naturally blends and creates that beautiful vision. So I'm really pleased with how this turned out. I thank you for staying through and watching to the end. It was a quick one, pretty unusual, but it's also good to only spend a small amount of time building up a layout. Thanks everybody, happy scrapping until next time, and here's my next video for you. I'll see you over there real soon.